Out with Rico Robles is about to go live online. Catch All Out Monster hit music, All Out celebrity interviews, All Out showbiz and sports news, All Out fun, an exclusive on the Monster. Catch the stream on the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, and twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Your All Out host, Rico Robles. Stand by and enjoy the program.
All right, we're live on the show. You know how we do it, and he is here. He is with us. I think he's the reason for all the traffic because he's back in town, ladies and gentlemen. The man, the myth, the legend. How many times did you hear that? Rex Navarrete.
Hey, Rico. What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm good. It's going to be here, and I'm drying off inside of your cold studio.
I know. And,
but it's worth it, man. It's rainy season. What else do you expect?
We only have 2 seasons in the Philippines.
It's wet and more wet.
but how you been? What's been keeping you busy, man? I mean, the last time we had you here,
that was back in December.
Yes,
yeah,
and you did a few shows.
Oh yeah, a few shows, and then this time it's just going to be a few more shows. And a little bit of a trip to Guam this weekend. So
that's fun.
In between.
But Guam is like, they're saying, it's like Subic Bay. It's so small.
It is small. I've been there so many times. Great people out there. And to me, it's almost like the other unofficial province of the Philippines.
True.
You know, like more than half of the population is Filipino and the other half is Chamorro and military personnel, but it's very Philippines out there.
Now, you know, one of the at the top radio DJ in Guam was actually a heartthrob here back in the days.
Oh,
his name is Bojo Molina.
I'm working with Bojo. He's bringing me out.
Yo,
oh yeah, Bojo Molina and the crew out there.
Heartthrob yun dito. Did you know that? Did they tell you?
I know. It's so hard not to get lost in his eyes.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah. I look beyond the bogey.
Yeah.
So,
does he have the salt and pepper now?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
He's looking good. I mean, really, you know. I think Filipino men, we just ripen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude. I was like, when I heard he was a DJ, I'm like, dude, that dude's a heartthrob. And he's doing all the shows.
Oh yeah, so we're doing a lot of radio and promoting my show on Sunday. We got 2 shows, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. and it's a big deal. So we got a family show at 3 p.m. and a little more PG-13 and above.
How does it work for you when it comes like that? That you have your shows, do you read the crowd first?
And especially for like a weekend like this on Guam, I plan for doing a very family-friendly show at 3 o'clock. So, you know, of course, keep it clean, but funny, still funny.
Was it more challenging if it's clean PG?
Not really. I think it's more fun for me because, you know, it's kind of like how I started, and then eventually I became more twisted. Like, oops, what happened to Rex? You know, but that's how I started. Just very family-friendly jokes. You know, talking about Filipino this, Filipino that. And so, I'm going to be doing that for like an hour and 15 minutes at 3 o'clock and then 7 o'clock show. That's going to be whatever I want to do.
You know, but for us, Rex, you're always the Richard Pryor of Philippine comedy. You know what I mean? So if Richard Pryor was on the African-American side of this and that, that's you, man.
I guess so because you know I've always looked up to him and his work and the direction he went with his comedy, and it was not always comfortable for a lot of people, especially white people.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
because
what was the challenge when you were?
Like him, I wanted to be I want to be tapped into the consciousness of being Pinoy, of what the Pinoy is, especially what the Phil-Am is in America. You know, when I first started 36 years ago. It was a different world back then, man. But now, 36 years later of doing comedy, the country has changed. America has changed.
Yeah,
if you guys haven't seen the news.
Yeah, I have.
It's getting there.
Yeah,
it's getting there, you know.
I'm sending a lot of prayers.
It's going backwards.
Yeah,
it's going backwards. So maybe you'll see a lot more of me here in the motherland.
More shows. But, you know, Rex, like, for me, it's a question, especially for the comedians out there, you know, that are tuned in and those who listen to your comedy. I mean, the challenge is, of course, if you're a Phil-Am or you live in the U.S. and the content that you will make, I mean, how do you keep on coming up with something fresh, something new that is not just adobo, it's not just this and that?
I know. Or
that you're just stuck in that.
Filipino accents in your family. Yeah, that gets old.
it gets stuck there. You know?
I know.
So,
Hey, if you switch the V's and the B's,
yeah.
like, come on, really?
So what's the challenge?
The challenge is to still try to tell our stories, you know, and the stories involve, you know, real people, and I base my comedy on real people, real relatives, you know, and I do protect their identity.
Yeah.
But and then I, you know, with my comedy writing and instinct, you know, I gotta punch it up. I gotta make them hilarious, but also full beings, full people, you know, but still funny, you know.
That's where the work comes in.
Yeah,
It's not just somebody who will stand on the mic, be lazy, do freestyle. Whatever.
I know, like
this is where the work comes in.
It's
Of
like,
writing,
hey, anybody like Ubi? Do you like Ubi? I love Ubi.
And that was it.
That's it. Like, really?
I'm Filipino.
You're
Ubi.
a Phil Am comic now because you like Ubi? Oh God, kid, go back to work.
Yeah,
Get back to work.
When it comes to writing, when you have done, especially now with social media out there, they'll film you.
Oh, yeah.
They'll do the jokes. They upload the reels and all that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, is there rules that you cannot do film? You know, you can't film my stuff. When is it time to use the joke again, or when is it time not to use the joke, or is it always fresh all the time? You try your new stuff.
It's never delivered the same time every time. You know, I mean, you try to follow a script. I think you got to read the room. Sometimes it comes out differently because so and so is sitting over here, the different energy. You know, maybe the lighting is off, or oh man, this mic is cutting out. So things change in your delivery all the time, and sometimes there's surprises.
That's what makes you great.
Well, it makes it great.
Yeah.
I don't know, me, I'm trying to be as great as I can, but there's no promise.
I could imagine. I mean, like Rex, if I watch a show and then you have another show the next day, I'm gonna bring my friends.
Yeah.
I saw a great comedian.
Yeah.
Come with me. There. Boom. And then with me getting the second experience, I'm still laughing. Not a lot of people can do that. What's the science behind it? The challenge behind it? Especially the young comedians that are tuned in now.
You know, I always still try to have fun. You know, I am my toughest critic and my toughest audience. I will heckle myself. And if I start enjoying my delivery and my routine in that moment, I like that. I like that I can still make myself laugh. And if you could do this after 36 years, you know, I think you know, things are kind of healthy still.
Yeah.
And,
what's the challenge now? 36.
Yeah,
that's
36
legendary
years.
status. That's the GOAT status, man.
Yeah, I guess so, if you can call it that. Yeah, you know, with all the
That's
work.
caldereta status.
I know, huh?
You're caldereta, man. You know.
But this, I don't know. I just keep going, and then I'll do the math in another 5 years. You know, like, I'll come back to you. Hey, dude, it's now 41 years.
Yeah.
You know, doing this, and it's still fun, and
Yeah.
you know, and the material is still hilarious, and the people are still coming. And a new generation is discovering my work. You know, thanks to social media. We didn't have this back in the 90s,
I know.
man.
We would just watch your bits on LimeWire.
Yeah, it was
on
all
Kasa.
it was all just word of mouth, and maybe you might hear about me.
I have
being
your
in
cassette.
town.
I have your cassette, your CD.
Yeah,
I
DVDs.
yes,
Oh, yeah,
yes,
no one
yes.
has any of those anymore.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're like a purist collector.
Yeah.
But you can't find that stuff. So it's
Husky
all digital.
Boy.
It's all digital. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Husky
Boy,
Boy.
the CD.
Yes.
Hella Pinoy, the DVD.
Yes.
Badass Madapaka, the DVD. You know, I filmed it in your hometown, LA.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean, the next plan is to, you know, now it's the 4K high resolution digital
Yes,
era.
yes.
It's time to record a proper special.
So are you doing some work of? Can we announce it already? Have you announced it?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I'm
Okay.
just, we'll see. I got to start bringing in more collaborators.
Yeah.
To make it right, you know, I want to put something out there that is kind of like the best of my work, you know, because everything's been kind of like on CD and DVD, but that's, you know, no one has that technology anymore.
Yeah.
So now people are waiting for my stuff to show up on, you know, a streaming platform, and so
that is
you know,
challenging.
It is. So it's just a matter of picking the right venue, getting the right crowd.
Is it filmed here?
I would like to film here, but
Yeah.
LA is always going to be the backup. But
Yeah,
if
we're in LA.
just somewhere. LA's
So
got some great-
far.
No.
Well,
Oh
you
God,
know,
no. Maybe
we're just gonna be a crypto
I know,
right next to Kobe's statue.
maybe back at the Wiltern
yeah.
Theater downtown LA.
Yeah.
But there's some great theaters here in Makati and Manila. And
True.
like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe I should always have this as a backup options. I'm just so hoping the the local crowd here would help me out and fill up a theater, maybe
Just let
once
us
or
know.
twice.
I'm telling you.
Twice.
What they did say on Wayne's World, if you book them, they will come.
They will come.
You just gotta follow the naked Indian. You know what I mean? The half naked Indian. You just gotta
All right.
follow that.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those that are tuning in, Rex Navarrete, he's joining us. Just talking, catching up. You got a series of shows that's here.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that.
But one thing as well, as far as if you are gonna be doing the streaming, is there new material? Yes, we get it.
Oh
But then,
yeah.
is it? Is it like one of those? There will be comparison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is it
Yeah.
like, are you ready to duke it out? Is it like a Pacquiao Mayweather?
No. It's just a matter of just. The toughest opponent is myself.
Uh-huh.
Because really, if you look at my material, I look at my material, and go, how the hell did I write this? It's gone. It goes off in different directions, deep, high, and the tempos are there. That's how I write, man.
Uh-huh.
I have to outdo myself. And hopefully the fans keep up with the bits.
What's the toughest challenge of
tough-
outdoing yourself?
Again, making myself laugh.
Uh-huh.
Is this still funny to me?
Uh-huh.
Because I still have a stash of a couple built-in audience fans in my head. If it doesn't make those guys laugh, then needs a little work, or you retire it.
Uh-huh.
But definitely I just keep working at it. I keep working at a bit, polishing it, making sure that it's ready. Add something, to the stew. It's missing something.
I mean, what I love about it, when you were here the last time, I think I caught like 3 of your shows.
Yeah.
One,
yeah.
I was really drunk. I apologize. I was so loud with Wilson. You're like, hey, back there, you're so loud.
My
Rico.
buddies can't shut up.
Because
Don't bring your drunk buddies.
I haven't seen Wilson in a long time. We're catching up.
I know, but
I've noticed
cool.
your material was always fresh. You had a certain set of material you did for this room. And you went to this room, you tried out this new one.
Yeah.
And you went to this room, you tried out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's about reading the room. And sometimes you show up to a gig with a script, with a lineup of jokes and things, and then you got to start over. Once you read the room, nope, can't go there.
Yeah.
Nah, this ain't going to work. Ooh, that'll work. So things change. You got to learn how to switch gears. You're off-roading already, man. So it's like you're off the pavement now,
So what's next for you other than, of course, are you doing acting?
Acting, I did an independent film last year or 2 years ago. It's finally coming out on streaming back in the States, and maybe it's The Asian Persuasion.
Oh, wow. Who stars in this?
It was a rom-com.
Oh, I was like, who stars in this?
That is Casey Concepcion. And,
okay.
And Dante Bosco.
Oh, okay.
And Paolo Montalban.
Uy.
So it was a great cast.
A staple of yun,
Yeah,
Asian movies.
Yeah,
Si
so
Rufio.
it was cool. So I had a nice little role in that. My
What was your
very
role?
first movie. I just played a dude at a coffee shop where Dante Bosco's character owns a coffee shop. Just a regular Tito just showing up.
Yeah. But dude, you're an
That's
icon,
cool.
man. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, and and anything else. I mean, really, I just want to do this special. But then when I'm on stage, that's acting. To me, that's acting. That's bringing back the fans to a little bit of theater.
Yeah.
That's the very affordable budget theater. When you go to a stand-up comedy show, it's theater.
Yeah.
It really is. It's interactive theater. There's no fourth wall.
How about hecklers, man? How do you deal with them?
Yeah,
You get them? You still get them now?
Of course.
What do you do?
You just deal with them, and hopefully
Throw them a shoe?
hopefully the venue's smart enough to have a talk with them. Hey, you got to keep it down.
Yeah.
If not, we'll give you one warning. If not, we're gonna have to ask you to leave.
But especially now in the Philippines, especially with comedy lately here,
yeah.
if you've seen it in the news, there was some violence in some parts.
Yeah, I know. I know. There are fanatics out there.
How do you feel about that?
Well, that's life. That's just the culture we live in right now. Some people just can't fathom that satire is just satire.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't like it, you don't have to take it to that extreme.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't. I know there's a lot of there are comics out there in here who love the genre of hateful comedy, and also take it to the edge, and forget that there may be consequences.
Because it's online, especially.
Yeah. So you know what? You just it's a very fragile, more delicate culture we live in right now. So, if you're willing to put that out there, you better be willing to get that response. And hopefully not as extreme as what happened here back in March with a local comedian being murdered.
Yeah, a message to the Filipino community as far as if they're new to comedy, if they're writing, they're all here, they're listening to you.
Yeah.
You mean, you're the you're the goat, you're the caldereta.
Well,
what we do, man.
I mean, if you could use the comedy as your base, and use it in other aspects of whatever art that you're doing, I mean, that's good. Stand-up comedy is not for everybody. It is very difficult. And if you try to do open mic and over and over again, and that this is not for you, you better take the clue, because it's not for everybody. I mean, it is. It's sometimes you're called to do it.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm going to call our technician because I knocked off Rex Navarrete's camera. I knocked it off. Hold on. I don't know how to do the tech work here. I'll figure it out. There you go. I brought you back to life.
Out of the darkness.
Okay, so Rex, that message once again to the Filipino community that's watching, I guess globally and also here, who wants to be a comedian, who wants to do what you're doing, who wants to get started, don't know how to get started, how to do it properly.
Well, just be a comedy fan first. Study comedy, all kinds of comedy. And then study your favorite comics, because sometimes we tend to go into that genre of comedy, Some people like following Jim Gaffigan because he's hilarious, silly, but very intellectual at the same time. And some people like maybe Joe Rogan, a little more abrasive, in your face. Bill Burr, same thing, but very intelligent, So, we tend to follow the genres that we end up doing. So for me, it was always following George Carlin, I
love George Carlin.
And in the beginning, Eddie Murphy, for the hilarity of it, that comedy can be hilarious.
With
like,
the leather
to
pants,
the point.
the leather pants.
Like embarrassing family members.
Yeah.
And then Chris Rock later, more like, having a bigger overview of the political community of his people. But George Carlin always questioning the world that you live in, never be comfortable. And of course, Richard Pryor being the conscience of America, for me as an American comic, being the conscience of America, being a black comic, during, the toughest times in the country. So we needed comedy. Man, we have always needed comedy. I think every country or every democracy needs comedy, because comedy keeps the democracy in check.
True.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love your post.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You are the conscience of Philippine comedy.
I try, because I've been inspired by other conscious, not just comics, but also people in my community. That, hey, power to the people. People first. And democracy, got to keep it intact. And if I can use my sense of humor, I got to do my job. I got to do my job and question, but still make it funny.
True.
You got to make it funny.
Or else you lose the connection.
Yeah, otherwise then you
do a TED Talk. Have you ever done one?
I don't know. I think I'm doing one right now.
Yeah.
This is better than TED Talk.
Right. Rex Navarrete live on the Monster, just joining us. Shows. I know you got a series of shows.
Yeah.
So where are you gonna be tonight? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, Wednesday the 9th, I'm gonna be back at Brick Wall, BGC. Great comedy club. If you guys haven't been to Brick Wall, it's pretty much started by the guys in Comedy Manila, so they got a home base there. So I'll be there tomorrow night with Micah Andres. So two of us, and we'll never know who might drop in. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be in Poblacion, Makati, at Stardust Lounge.
Wow.
Social.
So Stardust, 80s na 80s.
80s. Yeah, afterwards. So hang out. We're gonna hang
Yeah.
out. But yeah, my first time gonna be with GB Labrador.
Okay.
So it's gonna be fun in there, and it just brings me back to my roots when I first started doing stand up here in the Philippines. One of my
That's-
first big gigs was right there in Poblacion.
I thought it was at Stardust or Heartbeat.
It was a place called Green Planet, I think. It was a long time ago. It was hilarious. We did 2 shows back to back in the same night. No one's ever done stand up in the Philippines.
Were you with
before.
Mike Unson then?
No,
Or
it
you
was
were-
just
was you?
me. I think
Yeah,
it was just
yeah.
me. Yeah, Mike I met later,
Yeah.
but it was hilarious because we did 2 shows. So the first show ended,
Uh-huh.
and then the people were still hanging out from the first show. Wouldn't leave. They didn't understand. You have to leave now
And then
because
the
we have a
next-
second show.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. Like, people thought, oh, there's a second. Yeah, no, you have to leave.
It's a
Please.
freebie.
I know it's not a freebie. There's no more jokes. There's more jokes, but
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
you got to go. And then so that's Thursday there
Uh-huh.
in Poblacion. Then I'm going to Guam this weekend. So
Oh,
I got
look,
that
it's here.
Sunday show in Guam,
Uh-huh.
3 p.m. and 7 p.m. at the Sandcastle in Tumon. So if you have friends on Guam, please warn them I'm coming.
Uh-huh.
Get your tickets now. And then next week, Wednesday the 16th. This is going to be fun, Rico.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you want to come to this. You and Ravilson may be heckling at me. I'm going to be doing a music and comedy collaboration with Nino Alejandro.
Oi!
So it's going to be us
Musical.
on stage
Musical.
together,
Musical.
singing,
Wow.
telling jokes.
Wow.
And it's called Rex and Nino Kill the 80s. So you got to come. So all you old farts, Gen Xers, come on. Come to this show. Laugh at us for the wrong reasons.
Is this the first time you're doing something like this musical?
Yeah. So we're going to be both bringing up our favorite tracks that made us cry during the 80s and made us laugh during the 80s. And we'll attempt to do a little collaboration of, the duet, but also make it funny. So it's him on guitar and then both of us on the mic. And
Hey.
you never know.
Sounds like a show.
And then the night after that, Thursday, you're going to be at 12 Monkeys here
That's
in
down the street.
Ortigas.
I live across the street.
Do you? Dude, I'll
Yes.
see you there.
I will walk there.
It's going to be me and GB Labrador and a good friend of mine from LA, Mr. John Liu. So he's coming to
Hey,
town.
okay.
It's a Chinese-Filipino guy
Uh-huh.
who I work with mainly there in California.
Uh-huh.
So he's coming out here to host a show. So
Okay.
12 Monkeys on Thursday the 17th. And then maybe we'll add something the week after. I'm going to be here a little more taking care of other projects.
So
but,
you're moving here now. If you need a
yeah.
condo, Rex, let's talk. Huh?
I'm just one ICE agent away.
The Ortigas family tuned in now. They're waiting.
Malambot Ortigas.
Di ba? But yeah, great shows, man. We're excited for your shows, Rex. But
Oh.
I still got a couple of questions for you,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I'm not gonna let you go.
And I always
immediately.
appreciate you having me here. So
Anytime,
Yeah,
one message away. Next
Yeah.
time I'll bring some beer here.
Yeah,
we'll have
no
some
beer sponsors.
No. So ano lang, beer lang.
Just
lang.
beer. We'll put duct tape over it.
All
No.
right. But for you, Rex, I
Yeah.
mean, you've been doing this for quite some time. When was the time that you felt like you made it? This is it. Like mom, you're looking at a certain check, or is it a certain food that you were eating, or you're buying a shirt that you were looking at the price tag?
Huh.
What was that moment? What was that
The
I made it
moment
moment for you?
That I made it moment that kind of happened to me early on,
Mhm.
and it was more of a reflection of my writing,
Mhm.
and sometimes as a writer, as a performer, a high accolade to me is my writing outliving me
Mhm.
or going beyond me. And so I think early on, I was like just kind of mingling in a crowd with some other Pinoys or Philams, and they were not totally familiar with my work. So I was kind of like a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
And some of them started telling jokes and stuff. Like, oh, you're cool. This is a nice crowd. And then one of them busted out, hey, Rex, have you heard this joke, man?
Uh-huh.
Man, this is great. You know why San Francisco is so foggy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because at 6 p.m., all the rice cooker lids go off. That's why, Rex. Because there's so many Asians and Filipinos there. It's so foggy. We bring the fun because of the rice cooker lids. Bet you never heard that, Rex. Yeah, that's my joke. That's my joke. You just told me
Your own
my
joke.
joke, and they did it. No, it's not. I heard that joke. That's like an old joke. No, that's not your joke. It's my joke. You know, so no matter
when the joke goes full circle,
yeah, and it gets away from you, has another life of its own. Yeah, that makes me proud. You know, and I'm fighting with a guy trying to convince him that's my joke, and he doesn't believe me because he doesn't want to give me the credit. You know, like actually, someone actually wrote this. No, this is legend, man. This is a local legend. Good. So I guess I write legends. You know, so that's it. So that's for me. I'm the only guy in the room who was like, okay, good. I guess I'm on the right path. I'm writing the way I need to write. You know, where it gets away from me. You know, like, man, you know, like I get requests still to this day, you know, to do Maritas versus the Super Friends.
Can't wait for that.
I can't do it, man. It's hard, dude.
We'll talk about this.
We'll talk maybe a sequel, but man, that is hard, man. When these new fans, Gen Z, they start discovering my stuff online. Oh, they finally meet me and they want to bring back the old classics. Which are hard to do.
Your audience now are 22-year-olds, by the way.
Huh?
22.
Nice. There 23. You go. That's my daughter's age. So, you know.
They got data on their phone.
They what?
They got 5G. You know what I mean? So they can access your
stuff. From the OG to the 5G.
That's what it is.
Man, I know. It's a different era. It's a different technology now. So.
And then we have a lot of investors going to tune in right now, Rex.
Yes.
Are you open to opening an SBC Packers?
Yes. We're rebranding as we speak. So, just keep an eye out. I'll let you know when the new designs come out.
Nice.
But, we're bringing back XBC Packers worldwide. You know, because if you pack with us, we'll pack with you.
Hey, that's what it is. Thank you, Rex.
Rico,
thank you for taking time. And I'll see you this weekend. We'll kick it.
Oh, yeah.
Go hang out and get wasted on the show. Well, I get wasted on the show.
I'll just point at you and laugh.
He just goes like, Rico, shut up. I go, I'm sorry. But so what to expect for you in the weekend? These are the shows. And, of course, the new material. You'll have that stuff. Clothing line.
SBC Packers.
Yeah, that's
man. A whole jumpsuit, delivery suit with the cargo shorts.
Move over, Carhartt. It's SBC Packers.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah,
you know,
Rex,
bro.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. Rex Navarrete joins us live. Don't forget to catch his shows. Of course, you could head on over. I'll tell you all the dates again. I'm on till 2 a.m, so we could talk about it all night. But he has to go head on out.
Yeah.
Till then, thank you guys for watching. For those online, my name is Rico Alves. This has been another Monster exclusive interview.
All Out exclusive interview.
Monster exclusive interview.
Only from Manila's hottest. Monster RX93.1.